Good morning, everybody, and happy, healthy, and prosperous 2022. 3 weeks have gone by extremely quickly, and I want to welcome you all, looking happy and healthy, to our class today. My name is Barry Cowan. I've been the president of the Deerfield Beach Computer Club since 2017. Please mute your backgrounds, no phones, anything, turn them off. All devices.
Yes.
Thank you.
Barry, you need to unmute yourself now. I muted everybody.
Okay. Do I need to start again?
No,
Okay, great. So it's good to see everybody looking so happy and healthy. It's been an amazing 3 weeks in technology. Christmas and Thanksgiving, New Year's, whatever, are gone. And we look forward to another wonderful year. Unfortunately, COVID doesn't agree with it. And a lot of places, including the ones in Las Vegas, where the Consumer Electronics Show is going on right now, are much smaller in capacity. And the big players have decided not to go down there in person. But there's a great deal of stuff that you can learn if you go to cnet.com. You'll find out all about what's going on at the Consumer Electronics Show. Okay, I have a question today that I would like you all to think about as we go around. Anyone would like to volunteer the answer? We know that a lot of technology was introduced over the last 3 weeks. So I would like to know which tech gifts you received from your family. Would anyone like to volunteer and tell us, did you receive any tech gifts or give any tech gifts out during the holidays? Yes, Ada. Unmute yourself, please.
I got a waterproof earplugs for walking in the pool, like my friend Dorothy.
Oh, wonderful. What brand were they? Do you
Oh,
recall?
it's in the kitchen.
Okay.
I don't. Do you want me to go and get it?
No, that's okay. That's
Okay.
okay. We'll take your word for it.
Okay.
Anybody else like to contribute? Did you get any tech gifts or did you give any away? Okay,
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Oh, she has to unmute.
Yeah, unmute yourself, Dorothy.
After Lorraine gave us that presentation about those power packs that fit in the wallet, I bought 4 of them for a family, for a mother and father and 2 kids, and they loved them. So that was all that I bought in tech things.
Great.
What? Explain it, please.
It was a power pack that was the size of a credit card. It's made by AquaVault, and you keep it in your wallet, and it'll be there in case your phone needs charging. And they're very cute. They look like an American Express card. And
Where do you buy them?
You have to go to AquaVault. They had something on, what was it?
Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. And at that time, they had them half price.
And I bought 2 of them, so I have a second one if anybody's interested, and I'm willing to sell it to you for $30, which is well below what they're going for.
Right, because they sell for $60, and we had this deal for $30.
Yep.
What was the exact name of that device? Can you recall?
It was called, it's made by AquaVault, but I don't know that they just said it was a wallet sized power pack.
Okay, I think probably if we go back to our club site and look at the YouTube videos, we'll probably be able to see one of them from where Lorraine discussed it in, I think it was last year.
I'll
Carol-
find it and post it. I use mine all the time.
Okay, great. Put that up in the chat and we'll see what else is going on. Anybody else have a contribution to make? Got any technology or gave any technology away to your friends or family? Okay,
Wait a minute.
yes.
We were on this trip and what is it? My clicker for my car, the top of it broke. And we were carrying the fob in our pocket. And my grandson went online to Amazon and he bought me 2 of them so that I can switch it out. So I have to take it to the key store and take out the inside from one to put it in the other. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, okay,
So it was the key fob for my car.
okay. Yes, Irving. You're muted. Folks, you can also raise your hand by clicking the raise hand icon. That will show us that you have a question to make it more convenient. Irving, you're muted.
Shouldn't be anymore.
Okay, I've got you. Go ahead.
Right. I acquired a new computer,
Tell us
Oh.
about it.
Asus model X515,
Where did you
16
get it?
gigabytes and a terabyte of RAM. So I have lots of room for all your stuff.
Great. Where did you get it?
In Canada,
Oh, okay.
Canadian pricing.
Mm,
Need I say more?
yeah, what is the Canadian dollar now worth?
Oh, it's sad. I think it costs us about $1.35, I think, in Canadian,
Uh-huh.
by a US dollar.
And I assume it's Windows 10?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anyone else?
George has his hand up,
George, where's George?
upper,
Uh,
up on top.
Okay, he only identified himself with an iPad or something, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
George, you're unmuted.
Yeah, George, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, George.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
now we can.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm a new member. I'm just learning right now, so
What is your last name, George?
Ashian,
Spell it, please.
ASCHIAN.
Okay, I'm going
First
to,
name-
I am
Yeah.
going to rename you. ASCH.
IAN.
Okay,
And first name is actually not George, it's actually BERGE.
oh, got it. So
Yeah,
let's
that-
sign in next
But
time.
everybody call me George, so I don't mind, you can call me George, it doesn't matter.
Great.
Yeah, I've got you set now. But that's the
Okay.
name you'll use from now on, okay?
Oh, okay.
Welcome, George.
If you can,
Oh,
okay.
thank you. Thank you. Everybody, have a happy new year.
Same to you.
Now I
Okay,
gotta learn how to use this.
okay, well, if you need to learn, there's Zoom has its own website, ZOOM.us is all you need to go to. They have video,
Zoom. ES, you
Zoom
said?
US,
Oh, US.
right?
Okay.
And that will give you videos, tutorials, all kinds of information on how to use Zoom on any device. And that's their main site. So if you have any questions, that's the best place to go. They have their own YouTube channel and everything else. So there's plenty of stuff out there, okay?
Okay, great.
Any-
Thank you.
Any more comments about tech gifts that you've given or received? Okay,
Marcia,
Marcia,
Question for Dorothy. Are you talking about getting a new key fob for your car? I mean, the thing that starts your car and opens and closes doors?
Yeah,
And you were able to get that online?
you can go online. My grandson went online because my car is old and both of my key fobs broke on the top and they fell off the ring. And so you get the shell and then you can open up the shell and open up yours and put your insides in the shell.
Wow, we had to buy a new fob just recently, and it was gonna cost a whole chunk of money down at one of the Toyota dealers. And then we went to the one that we bought the car from, and it cost about half of that at least, but still it was a chunk. And so
This
I'm
one-
amazed you can do it online.
The shell was $7.98. And all I have to do is I'll take it to the locksmith and he'll put a new battery in and he'll put the insides in. So it'll probably cost me maybe $20, $25 to have it done.
Great.
So-
You can also do that at Home Depot.
Do they sell them at Home Depot?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thank
So
you for the info.
I
Yeah.
think they used to be like $300 a piece, weren't they?
Yeah, they're
I know,
incredibly
yeah.
expensive.
Because then they have to reset your whole insides. But once you have the insides, you can transfer it from one to the other. And that's the
Yes, but-
expensive part of it.
We still had our other fob, and so they did take the information from the other fob. So they were able to just transfer stuff over.
Well, he
Bill.
found it. He found it and I got them yesterday. So today
Sure.
sometime I'll go to one of my neighbors thinks that he can do it. So I'm gonna wait and see. If not, I'll take it to the key store.
Thanks for the info.
All right,
Okay.
folks, I think we've had enough on this, and now let's get on to our main presentation featuring our guest speaker and security expert, Bob Gastisha, who's well known to all of us and to everybody across the nation as the resident security expert for APCUG. He has a vast knowledge, and he's also an evangelist. So watch out. By the time this presentation is over, you may be converted to Avast. We like to call him the APCUG Billy Graham. So I really don't need to tell you much more. He's a retired banker. He gives, I don't know how many presentations for Avast, but he doesn't know the meaning of retirement. That's obvious. And I'm glad that he doesn't. He's been a great friend of mine and the club's, and whenever I need him, he's always there. So let's give a warm virtual applause to Bob Gastisha. And Bob, anytime you're ready, share.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second. Topic for this year is cyber safety in the digital age. This presentation points out the dangers and offers suggestions that will aid in keeping you secure in the digital era. Using the right programs and apps can help keep you safe, secure, and shrink your digital footprint. Using free programs and apps whenever possible to accomplish the goal is always a bonus. And in this presentation, I will be including many recommended free programs. Join me as I guide you in the right direction to enhance your cyber safety in the digital age. I asked my granddaughter to fetch me a newspaper, and she laughed and she said, "Grandpa, you are too old. Just use my phone." Okay, so I slammed her phone against the wall and I killed that big hairy spider. Guaranteed, guaranteed the next time she will bring me a newspaper. The way we live, work, and play has changed dramatically over the course of the past 50 years. The 9-to-5 economies of years past have been replaced with globally integrated 24/7 service offerings. Consumers in the digital age have access to a host of services and products that would have previously been considered available only in the realm of science fiction. Here are the 10 most dangerous malware and security threats that we'll be facing in 2022. 10 most dangerous malware and security threats for 2022. Clop ransomware works by encrypting your files and asking you to pay a certain ransom amount to have them decrypted. It's one of the most dangerous and feared ransomware variants, and it mostly targets Windows users. Fake updates is a new strategy that cybercriminals are using to trick users into hacking themselves. They will send fake emails asking you to install an operating system update. Zeus Game Over. This virus mainly targets finances and can easily access your bank account details and get away with all the available funds. News malware attacks. This has become a common trick where hackers use trending news to target unsuspecting people. Social engineering. Cybercriminals are now shifting from computers to humans as they find them weaker and easier to trick. They are using deception to lure them into giving out personal details. AI attacks. Hackers are taking advantage of artificial intelligence technology to create links to help them to get into any system. Cryptojacking. This virus is specifically designed to help hackers mine cryptocurrencies. Freeware. Over 600 million cell phone users have already downloaded this malware without realizing its potential harm. RAAS. Ransomware as a Service. This is one of the most common and popular security threats of the year. IoT device attacks. Hackers target Internet of Things devices, which could be anything from smart devices to your doorbell. Most of these devices do not contain extra security measures, making it easier to manipulate to access data, which the criminals can then use to access your accounts. One way to lessen our exposure to these malware and security threats is to be cognizant of our digital footprint. Know what your digital trail says about you before it causes you problems. If you're active online, you have a digital footprint. Everyone does. Every comment made on social media, every news article shared, and every purchase made online contributes to a person's data trail. Your data trail reveals a detailed picture of who you are and what you like. The data is valuable and often monetized by free services and apps like Facebook, Google, and Twitter. When you're logged in, you're being tracked across every page you visit. There are costs and benefits to go with your data trail. For example, when sites know what you like, you see more relevant ads for products and services that appeal to you. When you allow cookies from websites, they remember what you've seen or clicked on and can make your visit faster and less repetitive. Some things can't be erased. Elements of your digital footprint can be searched or shared by others. And something that you thought you were sending as a private message can easily be shared with a larger audience, which can be embarrassing or hurtful. Worst of all, once it's on the internet, it's there forever. Just ask ex-Congressman Anthony Weiner. And here's how it works. When you visit a website, it collects information about you by installing cookies on your phone, tablet, or computer browser. This information includes your IP address, which is a unique address that identifies a device on the internet or a local network. Your login details and anything else about you that you reveal or gets posted about you. When you choose to post on social media platforms, sign up for newsletters or text alerts, or agree to install cookies by clicking accept on a cookie consent banner on the website, you are leaving a data record of your activity. Your digital footprint is basically your online reputation. It can be helpful or harmful. What you say online can impact your everyday life. And managing your data trail isn't only about privacy and data security. Employers, schools, and law enforcement could use your online activity on social media to make character assessments. So it's important to keep your online identity positive. Imagine what someone might think about you based on your actions online. Additionally, you may not always be aware of the digital footprint you're creating. Examples of hidden data collection include websites that install cookies without telling you, mobile apps and sites that use geolocation to determine your location, and social media ads or news sites that profile you based on your likes, shares, and comments to serve you advertisements that relate to your interests. Now that you're aware of some of the ways you're leaving a data trail online, the next step is to keep your reputation positive and your data secure. You already know that everything you share and do online is permanent and can either help or hurt your reputation. While some things like a viral video and mega memes can never be fully scrubbed from the web, most places that host your personal information can be adjusted. And here are 9 tips for a cleaner digital footprint. Search your name. Put yourself in the shoes of those who want to learn more about you, whether they are recruiters, hackers, or vengeful exes. It's important for you to know what they'll find by simply searching for you. Use multiple search sites since they can yield different results. And if you have a username, also search for it. Yes, I still miss my ex-husband, but my aim is improving. Scrub your public data. Real estate websites and whitepages.com may have more information about you than you might want available to the public. We're talking about personal information like your phone number, age, and even your home address. Contact those websites and have that information removed. Audit your accounts. During your name search, you may have come across old social media accounts, posts with insensitive, outdated jokes, or embarrassing blog posts in which you overshared too much of your personal life. Culture changes, and you deserve to change for the better with it. Dig up everything you've ever posted and evaluate it with fresh eyes. Archive and delete. After evaluating your posts for privacy risks and negative content, it's time to edit and delete. Close any accounts that aren't doing any good for your reputation, both now and in the future. Remember, some content can never be fully deleted. Even if you think it's private, law enforcement and hackers can still dig up things you don't want shared. It's best to never share negative posts in the first place. The internet is permanent. Adjust your privacy settings. Review your account settings in your browser and mobile apps. Minimize the exposure of your personal data by limiting what people can see. This includes your photos, posts, location, and personal information like your address and birth date. clear your browsing history. Even if you believe every website you've ever visited has been safe for your reputation, it's a good idea to clear your browsing history on a regular basis. Using the shortcut key of Control-Shift-Delete in almost all browsers will get you to that function to get rid of the garbage. Better internet privacy prevents history sniffing and helps your browser run faster. Clean up your computer. Temporary files, duplicate files, files you thought you trashed, and low-res photos can all slow down your computer and create a security risk. Use CCleaner for Mac or PC to clean up your computer and get it running fast again. Clean up your phone. The more you use your phone, the more junk it collects. Old text messages, cookies, images, and browser history data take up a lot of storage. If the data doesn't exist, it also can't be used against you. Plus, your phone performed better. Clean things up every few weeks. And yes, CCleaner can also clean up your iPhone or Android phone. Be mindful of others. You can create a bad online reputation without writing a single word. Think before you share or repost negative content. When you repost, their words and ideas become yours. Be especially careful with humor around sensitive topics, including race, religion, and politics. When you post original photos, remember some people have different levels of online privacy than you. Ask permission before you tag others online or ask your friends to tag themselves. Blowing out someone else's candle won't make yours shine brighter, and remember that. Remember, it's better to be proactive about being positive. Don't post anything that you don't want to come back and haunt you in the future. The internet never forgets. Also, keep your data trail clean isn't only about your reputation. The junk you allow your devices to collect puts your internet privacy and security at risk.
I'll order some little ones.
Now that we've covered some of the dangers facing us in the digital age, let me share some tools that will make the job of staying safe a bit easier. We accumulate lots of crap when we visit the internet or run any of the programs. Clean up accumulated garbage, and CCleaner, which is a small effective utility for computers running Microsoft Windows, Mac, and Android, can clean out the junk that accumulates over time, such as temporary files, broken shortcuts, and other problems. CCleaner protects your privacy. It cleans your browsing history and temporary internet files, which allows you to be a more confident internet user and less susceptible to identity theft. I always recommend that you install the portable version. You can install that right on a thumb drive and then take it from one system to the next. Program and app security. Follow these tips. Only download from sites and app stores you trust. Only deal with companies you trust. Never download illegal software. Never use a password generator or a crack to bypass paying for a product. Scan your download for malware. Test the program in a sandbox. Back up before you install something so that if something goes wrong, you have a way of going back. Recuva for Windows and Mac. Recover your deleted files quickly and easily. Ever accidentally deleted an important file? Lost files after a computer crash? No problem. Recuva covers files from your Windows computer, recycle bin, digital camera card, or MP3 player. And it also works on your Mac. It's important on a regular basis to back up your system. Create an image backup. If it's important and you can't easily replace it, back it up before it's too late. I, on a regular basis, create an image backup once per week. So if I wind up with a hardware failure or an infection, no big deal. I can just simply restore to the last image I created. I use something that's been around since version 7 of Windows. It's called Backup and Restore Windows 7, and it works on the very latest version of Windows 11. But you have to do these things before you have a problem. If you don't back up while you still have a system that works well, it won't help you once the system crashes. It's also important to keep your programs and apps up to date. And what I depend on to do that is called Patch My PC Home Updater. It's capable of updating over 300 applications. And the next little video will show you why I think this is something everyone should be using. One free app that's been a pleasure from the day I first started to use it. It's Patch My PC Updater. And I never know it's there until it's time for it to do its job and let me know there's a program that needs to be updated. And we all know keeping your programs up to date is just as important as keeping your operating system up to date. And it just let me know I have 3 programs that need updating. And it's very simple. Just hit the button that says perform the 3 updates. At this point, it just goes out and does the job. It doesn't bother me. And as you can see, the job is done. My programs have been updated, and I know my security on those programs are as up to date as possible. I'm going to put a link to the download for this program in the notes for this video. Something I think everyone should be using, and it's capable of updating over 300 applications. And if I scroll through here, you'll see there are lots and lots of programs and lots of different categories. And the only ones that it ever does anything with are the ones that you have installed. And if you install something new, 9 out of 10, it's probably part of something they're already capable of updating. It's also important to keep your internet running smoothly. And the program I use is called Complete Internet Repair. Whenever I have a problem with my internet access, this is my go-to tool. Provided the problem isn't with your internet service provider, you run this tool, check the top 5 boxes, and let it do its work. You have to do a restart of the system for it to finish doing the repair. I personally have never ever not gotten my internet access back after running this tool. Again, it bears repeating, if the problem is between you and your internet service provider, no tool is going to help you. You'll have to contact them to fix that problem. For everything else, Complete Internet Repair has done an excellent job for me. It's also important to learn things about your computer. Learn the ins and outs of your system, both hardware and software. And the program I depend on is called Speccy. That's short for learning the specs of your system. Before you install any program on your system, install Unchecky. Unchecky helps and has your back. Installers often try to sneak additional programs as a natural part of the installation. Unchecky warns you when you try to accept a potentially unwanted offer, which makes it less likely to be accepted accidentally. This is especially important for people that use the default install. Even if you use a custom install, it's still possible to overlook something. If Unchecky is running in the background, it will warn you and prevent garbage from getting to your system. Passwords need to be long and strong. And as it says here, passwords are like underpants. Change them often, keep them private, and never share them. I've listed some of the most common ones here. I personally have been using LastPass for many, many years. And recently I added Bitwarden to the mix. So I actually run 2 password managers on my systems. One backs up the other. So if one of them decides to quit tomorrow, the other one is still keeping my passwords clear for me. And unlike an antivirus, there's no reason you can't run 2 password managers. Once you start using a password manager, you only need to remember 1 password, and that's the password to get into your password manager. Your password manager will remember all your passwords. It can make up strong passwords for you, as long as you remember that password to get into your password manager. Two-factor or multi-factor authentication. Two-factor is an extra layer of security used to make sure that people trying to gain access to an online account are who they say they are. First, the user will enter their username and password, and then instead of immediately gaining access, they will be required to provide another piece of information. That second factor could come in the form of several categories, most common being a smartphone, email address, or a biometric device. But unless you supply the information through that second factor, no access. It's quite easy for someone to steal your username and password. But that won't help them unless they also at the same time would have stolen your smart device. Because if they don't have it, they won't have that second factor and they'll never get into your account. VPN, Virtual Private Network. It helps staying safe when connecting via a public network. And a public network is any network where you don't control its security. That could be a public library, McDonald's, Starbucks, any place where you're not controlling the security of that network. When you use a VPN, you connect to a single VPN server, and all of your system's traffic is routed through an encrypted tunnel to the server. The public Wi-Fi network you're connecting to sees a single connection, your VPN connection, and no one can even see which websites you're connecting to. The VPN I use comes from Avast. It's called SecureLine. And on the right, you see all of the protection that it offers. This is one of the items that's a paid product. Everything else I've mentioned up till now has been totally free. This is brand new from Avast, just released in October of last year. It's their newest product called Avast One. And the free version is Avast One Essential. And it's free for every device. Essential protection for your life today. Block viruses and malware with an advanced antivirus, Keep intruders out with a built-in firewall. Get extra privacy when you browse, bank, and shop. Secure your Wi-Fi connections with a built-in VPN. And in the free version, they will encrypt up to 5 gigabytes per week. Find compromised passwords and help speed up your PC. As I said, this is available for all devices, which means Windows, Mac, Android, and iPhones and iPads. Avast also offers a Chromium-based browser. It's their secure browser, specifically designed when you do your banking and shopping. When you're in banking mode, you're totally isolated from everything else, which means no one can get to anything you're doing while you're in browsing mode. This is available for Windows, for Mac, for Android, and for iOS devices. And if you're using this and for an Android or an iOS device, it even has a built-in free VPN.
Browse the web faster and safer with Avast Secure Browser. Your browser is not as private as you think. Hackers, trackers, and ISPs are out to steal your data. But with Avast Secure Browser, you're protected. Stay safe on public Wi-Fi and unlock the internet with built-in VPN. Automatically block creepy ads that follow you around and slow you down. Create custom and security privacy settings, and securely sync your data across multiple devices. With powerful encryption to protect your IP address, bookmarks, history, downloads, and online activity, it's all locked behind your PIN code or fingerprint to keep your data safe from prying eyes. For private browsing that's actually private, make the switch to Avast Secure Browser. Download free today.
Pay attention. No, you have to have the card.
Somebody's on the phone.
So we're gonna have to look in the bag to make sure it's not in the bag. Well, because Rob, just,
Barry, can you find out who that is?
Yep,
Thank
I'll
you.
look at everything, but
Linda, mute yourself.
During this year, Norton, LifeLock, and Avast will be merging. It will happen during the second quarter of this year. Here is the official word directly from Avast on this upcoming merger. Here is the official information currently available about the Norton, LifeLock, and Avast merger. Nothing will change for now. The transaction is expected to close in the second quarter of 2022, and until then, Norton, LifeLock, and Avast will continue to operate as separate companies. You will still be able to use Avast products as before. We will begin integrating our companies and providing a consolidated suite of offerings to all our customers once the transaction has closed. We don't have any further details at this time. We will continue to offer our free product for the foreseeable future. We don't know and can't comment on anything that might be on the horizon once the merger is finalized. With this merger agreement, we will be combining two leading companies in the cyber safety industry, which will allow us to provide you with the best identity and privacy products and services to better protect your digital life. My presentation is never done until we have some fun. If you're currently muted, please unmute yourself for the rest of this presentation. Don't worry, when you get old, I'll also feed you carrots. Here's a tip When electricity is out, this is how you charge your phone. Answering the phone, Sheriff's Department Fraud Division sure has slowed down the telemarketer calls. It's a shame nothing is built in the US anymore. I just bought a TV and it said built in antenna. I don't even know where that is. Here's a tip for Black Friday. Stay home and save 100%.
Not anymore.
No, we do it online and spend even more. When a woman says what, it's not because she didn't hear you. She's just giving you a chance to change what you said. My New Year's resolution, trying to eat healthy. Here's my salad with bacon bits.
Oh, dear.
You know, since I started packaging my trash like this, my neighbors respect me. They say good morning with a smile and even keep music volume real low. Here's something highly recommended for those above 50.
Over to the left and over. And over to the right and stretch those limbs. And then walk tall away.
Started doing these presentations back in 2010. Really didn't expect to still be doing them now. I don't work for Avast, but I've been part of their customer support forum since 2004. No, it's not a job, not something you get paid for, but like many others, some of us enjoy helping others. My presentations are always designed for the average computer user, not the geek. And if you know of any other clubs, organizations, churches, synagogues, any group of technology users that would benefit from a presentation, have them contact me and I'll be happy to arrange a program for them. There is never a charge to the club or its members for my services. That's where Avast comes in. I have a nice arrangement with Avast because normally they pay all of my expenses from the second I leave home until I get back. Unfortunately, since March of 2019, I've been sitting on my butt doing all presentations remotely. So they have been getting a bargain. I'm itching for this stuff to end so I can go back out on the road. If you're interested in any of my online activities, you'll find them by following that link very simply. Bitly shortens the actual link because it's a document on Google Drive. But if you just simply go to bit.ly and Bob G Internet, that will get you to all the information, including all the videos that you saw in here. They're all available on my YouTube channel. And that's enough of that sales pitch. The link at the bottom will get you access to all the programs I talked about and a whole lot more. Copy it, take a picture of it, or wait for the follow-up email that I send out to Barry, who will be passing that along to everyone else. Thanks for having me, and I'd now be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Bob, another superb presentation. Very pleased. And let's give him a big virtual hand. A sitting ovation for Bob Gostisha.
Thank you.
Okay, we will now take your questions. Please unmute yourself. Remember not to monopolize the conversation, just very short questions. If we can't get any answer from Bob, I'm sure we'll research something and get it to you. Chat, write down what you see in the chat there. There's a number of links. One Steve put up and I put up. And let's raise your hand. You can either hit the raise hand icon, which is the easiest way to be recognized. We'll see the hand. All right, Dorothy, what's your question?
Last night, all of a sudden, everything started ringing on my phone and they said it was a Microsoft security breach and to call this number. And
Don't call it.
Fake.
huh?
Don't call it. It's fake.
It's a scam.
Okay. So but how did I get, he gave me, I did call it and he said, run something and
No.
it stopped everything because I couldn't get it to stop. What should I do next time?
Well, first of all, you shouldn't have done what you did. That was to install something and run it because you
Okay.
don't know what you just did. That
Okay.
could now be running in the background, getting all your information and sending it to the crook. Who,
Okay,
okay?
Don't
Yeah.
click on any email link or don't answer any phone. Don't pick it up. Let it go to voicemail.
So Bob, can you
Yes.
tell her what to do now to check to see if anything has happened as a result of that?
What security is on that phone?
Avast. It was my computer, Avast. And I ran the scan and they said everything was fine.
Okay, I would like to have known exactly what you were doing at the time that that came up. Because it
I
could have
was-
just been something in a website, and as soon as you close the website, that would have killed that problem.
Okay. Okay. It was kind of frightening because I couldn't get the sound to go off. It was terrible.
Well,
Finally,
it's supposed to make you do what they'd like you to do. And the best
Okay.
way to do that is to scare you.
yeah. So what I did, I ended up just going to the power and turning it off.
Right. If you would have done that right away, you would have had to do nothing with the person who,
Okay.
again, never ever call a phone number when somebody wants you to do something. That's just not the way. Okay, that's the best way I know of getting into a lot of trouble.
Okay.
And Dorothy, it's a great example. It's too bad it happened to you, but it's useful for every one of us to be reminded of and to hear again what the appropriate action is. So thanks, Bob.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what they seem to be doing on these illegal calls. People will be confident and be careful to say the word yes, because they record that word when you're making an agreement. So that in the past, if it comes up to a situation where you deny that this charge, that you authorized a charge or a service, and they have you online as saying yes as a recording, they've got you. They can use that against you to say, okay, well, you agreed to this situation, so you're responsible for the payment or whatever it might be. Say anything but yes, sure, maybe, righto, anything that confuses them.
The best thing you can say is nothing at all, hang up.
Exactly.
I did hang up on him and I shut down the computer and then when I came back, everything's working fine.
Okay.
Well, what Bob said on that slide works great. I'm from the Broward Sheriff's Office Fraud Division. Goodbye. That's the end of the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have a question for Bob? Okay.
Ada does. Go ahead.
Ada, go ahead.
Bob, thank you for such good presentations. When I get a lot of email and it's a political stuff, and when I click the right click and it says block this, does it really block it? Because I see them come back.
Yeah, but they'll come back from a different email address. When you block it, that particular email address goes into the spam, everything winds up in the spam folder. But they, you know, just like phone numbers, there's 1,000 different phone numbers and there's 1,000 different email addresses.
So I can't block all these political things that come through, I guess.
No, because even with the do not call list, if you subscribe to any service where you've accessed like a department store or anything like that, politicians are not subject either to the do not call. They can call you if from a charity that you've donated to, you can't block that either. You can say,
Politics and charities are not part of what you can block
Oh,
on a call list. Now, you can put them in the spam folder. And as I said, that particular email address, you'll never get anything else from them. But that same organization may have a whole bunch of email addresses. You can only block them one at a time.
and remember, when you respond to something by unsubscribing, in some cases, you're letting them know that you're there. So it's just like picking up a phone. If you pick up the phone, they know that you're home. Somebody picked it up. The best thing is just let it go through the voicemail. And some phones, you know, you can use call block on, or you can use certain features from your phone company to block calls. I don't know how effective they are or not. You get a lot of these phones like Panasonic's that have built-in call blockers. I'm not sure how effective they are down the road, but it's robocalls is an ongoing issue, and they get more complaints about robocalls than anything else. So it's going to be with us for quite a while, but the best thing you can do is not give them the criminal the extra chance that they're looking for.
The only thing that you ever unsubscribe from is something you know you have subscribed to start off with. Okay, so if you subscribe to something and then you find out, gee, I'm getting more emails than I wanted or more phone calls than I wanted, that's something you can unsubscribe from because you originally subscribed to it. Anything else, mark it as spam.
Good point.
thank you. Thank you.
Anyone
Mhm.
else?
Yeah,
Raise your
Linda.
hand.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do have a question. The reason I got unmuted was because when you were talking, when you had the share screen on, you were doing your presentation, the volume of my desktop, I had not turned up loud enough. So I was trying to find the button to turn it up louder. But once you go off the share screen, at the bottom of my computer, my
Yep.
taskbar shows, and I can adjust my volume then, but I cannot do it when you're doing a presentation. Is there anything I can do? Because sometimes I forget to
Yes,
raise the
you can hit-
volume.
You can hit the escape key that will take you out of full screen mode. And then you can see the taskbar.
Okay, all right, then I
Okay.
can raise my
Yep.
volume. Okay,
Yep,
thank you.
when Bob mentioned that, I went ahead and muted you
Yeah. well,
from my
thank you.
side.
Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't mean to be speaking. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
I-
okay.
I was just I was playing with all the buttons at the bottom, trying to raise my volume so I could
Yeah,
hear
when
his
you're in full
presentation.
screen, when you're in full screen mode, hitting the escape key takes you out of full screen mode.
Okay, and then I
Okay.
get my taskbar back.
And you
Okay,
get your task right. Full screen means
What are you
it takes
doing?
up the whole screen. Once you get out of it, then you'll have access to the taskbar.
okay, all right, thank you.
Good morning, Barry. I guess I didn't have a chance to say hello to you, but you're going away. Good morning.
Hi,
Sorry I didn't have a chance to say hello.
how are you?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you and your friend.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, I had an instant message yesterday, supposedly from my bank. It said that another phone number was added to my account. So it had a phone number listed, it had a website listed. But what I did is I called my banker myself and he checked my, account. He said, no, there's no other
Right,
number,
that is the-
you know.
That is the correct thing to do. Never react to a phone number or a link in an email when they ask for information. It's your bank, you know how to contact them, and that's what you do. You contact them.
And
But there are so
beware,
many scams out there that people aren't as savvy as we are, and they're gonna fall for it. I get like, they want to give me $100 cards for, different places I never been to before. And there's so many things about your packages coming, track it. And there's so much going on there.
That's
that
right.
Every other email is a scam happening right in front of you.
and they
And
know that,
also,
and they know that seniors are a very, very easy target because
If you didn't expect it, you weren't waiting for it, and it gets there unexpectedly, trash it. Plain and simple. Don't look at it. Don't do anything with it. You didn't ask for it. It isn't from somebody you know. If it is from someone you know, but it looks a little like this is not really, verify it with that person. Okay, but on your own, not through a
Yes.
link thing.
Okay, folks,
Okay,
any more
one other
questions? Go
one
ahead.
other note, Sidney Portier just died,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
94.
Yeah, he was, I
I'm
used
on
to,
Aquila, he sang very well.
yeah, we'll never forget, he played Sir with Love, and he did the one with the nuns and everything. A great actor.
He was great.
And of course, Betty White just missed her 100th birthday.
100th.
Yeah, she couldn't get another 17 days. That's ridiculous.
Nope. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Anybody else have a question?
Yep.
Okay. Next week or 2 weeks from today, we're going to get a presentation from Bob Anstead, who is well known to all of us. He came to the club many times, did presentations where we had lines out the door on technology. The Creation Station in Fort Lauderdale is getting active again, although COVID is starting to shut down a lot of things like it did before. He's going to present the metaverse, which is what Facebook now calls itself is Meta.
Yeah.
And this is one of the newest technological concepts, which I think everyone will be interested in. And he always does a wonderful job. So,
So do you, Barry.
well, thank you. I'm trying under very stressful circumstances, as you know, and you're keeping me going, all of you. My love for you knows no bounds, every one of you.
Right back.
you. Thank you.
And when I hear Helene telling me that now they've got COVID in her building, I start to really worry for everybody else. I'd be a millionaire if you paid me 10 cents for a quarter for every hour that I worry. So it's just the way I feel. We have a family here and we want to protect everybody. There's nothing 100% secure. You'd be foolish if you thought it was. But as Bob will always be in the business, as long as there's scams and problems with phones, with privacy, the more devices you buy, the more privacy issues you have. Would you say that's true, Bob?
Yep. You said I'll always be in the business. That means I should live to be like a 200 maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you have your vast coffin picked out already, right? We'll know who you are for sure. So thanks again to Carol for being my co-host and Steve Costello. Appreciate your attendance also. And take a look at the chat. Bob's going to be sending me a link. And when he sends me that link, I will post it on our handouts page on the homepage of our website. And you'll be able to click on that and get everything and all the information on it. Are there any further questions before I end this meeting?
Yeah, Barry, when
Yes.
you said that no more invitation,
No,
you're not
no.
going to send the emails out.
No, I did not say that. I said I will
Oh,
not
what-
send any more reminder invitations. It's too much for me to send them out twice a week.
But you will be sending out
Yes.
notice. Okay.
The chat says, if you looked at the chat, it says I will not invitations are discontinued. But the regular invitations will come out the Monday before the Friday of our meeting, as
On,
usual.
on email, by email.
That's correct.
Okay.
So remember to preserve that invitation because it's the only one you'll get for that week. It's too much trouble for me, especially on a Friday with Bev here, having to take care of her and then have to work on emails. It's quite a deal to be able to get this done. And I thank you all for your support, and pray for all those people that are facing all these terrible snowstorms. I was just looking at it today in Buffalo, in Tennessee, in Boston. It's just, they're getting tons of snow every hour. And here we are, hopefully in our warm homes
It's okay now.
and enjoying the presence of Zoom, which we're going to be continuing to do. I don't think I want to embarrass anybody, but I'm sure most people here would vote not to return to a classroom environment under these conditions. I certainly wouldn't. And so we will continue our Zoom presentations. If you need to get up to date on Zoom, go to zoom.us on any browser or any device that connects to the internet, and you'll be able to get all information on Zoom. There's also a plethora of videos on YouTube on Zoom. And make sure that you always have the latest version of Zoom installed on the device you want to use to make sure that your audio and your video are working properly with the latest version. They do come out occasionally quite rapidly. And you should be able, in the newest versions, be able to be notified automatically when you're updated. Is that correct, Bob?
Yes.
Okay. That being said, Happy New Year to everyone, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye, Bob
everybody.
Sarek.
Stay
Bye-bye.
safe and well.
Bye, Bob Sarek.
Thanks again for attending.
Thank you,
Thank
Bob.
you.
You're the greatest. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.